Okay, so this is one more video about dark matter and dark energy. And I'm going to talk to you about a few things about the subject in this video, and hopefully get over all the different things of what's actually happening here. So we're gonna get straight on to the crazy shit. So let's go right into it. Dark matter, for instance, is mistaken as not having any interaction with light. Dark matter, dark energy, no interaction with light. Well, and another thing that is mistaken is that light has no mass. It has recently been scientifically discovered that uh, neutrinos have mass. Okay, that's been scientifically validated through the system. Neutrinos have mass. So light does have mass, certain parts and aspects. And honestly, if you think about it, anything that I'll break it down to you, anything that exists within the third dimension has to have mass. So if you have a structure compound that exists within the third dimension or higher, then it has mass. Because granted, we might not be able to see certain masses past our dimension, maybe, but they still exist because they exist past the third dimension and higher dimension. So unless they only exist in the second dimension, which everything that we observe is in the third dimension, and therefore everything that we can see is in the third dimension. Therefore, everything that is observable has volume, and anything that has volume has depth, and depth is going to be the answer here. Everything has mass. The entire space that we say is a vacuum is full of nothing but all sorts of forms of mass. And they say that the universe is expanding into a vacuum. Well, if you say that's expanding into a vacuum, and that's saying that it's expanding into something, into a known. It's not. It's not. There's no way it could be expanding into a known, and therefore, if that is the situation, then you would have a binary universe. You'd have a universe pulling towards another universe, and we could be on the opposite ends of the formation. But of either way, it doesn't. It really it doesn't really matter. Of ultimately, dark matter is dark matter and dark energy are the same thing. So I'm going to explain that by saying that the the dark matter is the mass density. It's the density in the area in which it's inhabiting, which is everywhere. It's forming around every single star and every single galaxy and every single planetary system. Near all the stars in every galaxy and every galaxy across the universe. And this is forming this web. It is the anti expansion web that pulls everything back together. Okay, and uh, it holds the whole universe in lock. And so, as regular energy forms pass through, just as regular energy forms, just imagine light passing through water. I'm gonna give you something simple here so you can understand it. Light passing through water. Light passes through water, and what happens when light passes through water? It disappears. It goes away. It fades. It loses all of its energy into the mass. Into that mass absorbs that light energy. That light energy is density. And over long periods of time and vast expanses of space, it can create an illusion of accelerating expansion due to the growth of this dark matter and dark energy. The energy is the rate in which it's expanding itself outwards and growing its existence outwards, and the dark matter, is what I say is the amount, the density in which the amount is in the certain area, and it differs all around, but it is everywhere. and is a web, and it is all around us. And we'll never see a dark matter particle, never be able to be observed, because you cannot observe it through your body, because your body's made of a fundamental different uh, compound. Basic building block is different. Let's just say your building block is strings. Okay, well, its building block is hooks. Okay, it's a fundamental different building block, and you'll never be able to observe the dark matter particle. It'll never happen. All the money they spend on that might be a waste, but whatever. Either way, they could you still use the equipment for other things. It's no big deal. No, you can admit to the problems here, and we can resolve these things without having to have a catastrophic result to the system. Okay, this is all fixable. Everything here is so far fixable. It's not badly out of shape. We can form this thing back into reason. Okay, first thing is we have to accept that there was a Big Bang. We have evidence of Big Bang. The Big Bang is still exists, and what we perceive as an accelerating expansion of the universe is not an accelerating expansion of the universe. Those are the two things that we could possibly have. Either it's an accelerating expansion of the universe. That means we are in a binary system universe. We are in a universe pulling towards another universe. That would be the only logical explanation for that, is a binary universe system, which is unfathomable for many people. But the more logical, the more rational solution is that the accelerating expansion is an illusion caused by by exponential growth. So because the exponential growth pattern is the exact same pattern as a accelerating expansion pattern. Okay, it's picking up speed. Exponential growth pattern picks up exponentially. It goes more. It shoots up more quickly, like it's accelerating. It's the exact same growth pattern. So easily it could you could have a accelerating expansion that is an illusion. You know, what we observe from this Earth cannot be scientifically held to the tops of, yes, this is what it is, because viewing from a single solitary point in space, although we have a line of sight, that's where we mess up as humans, because on the Earth we never have a clear line of sight of anything, of the end of anything, because you can't see around the whole Earth, so you have to constantly walk around it and explore. Well, you think that you can look up into the sky from the single solitary place, the single point in time and space, and be able to see everything that exists out there and how it all functions from this one spot in time and space. And it's not possible. Okay. And that's something that you just have to accept. But one of the great things about this is that, what I like to say is objects in the mirror appear are closer than they appear. So in this mirror, these objects, they look far away, but they're really not, because they're just in mass, and the light is shedding its mass as it moves through there, and that's how light maintains speed. Light maintains speed by shedding this micro, unmeasurable amount of mass. It's such a small amount of mass, but that's how light maintains speed. So, because otherwise, it would have otherwise it would need to have and it's such a small amount. It's unmeasurable, and it doesn't interact in a certain way. But I'm not going to pretend to understand all that. I'm relaying this information subconsciously, so I'm doing the best I can to relay this in the most human way possible to all of you, humanly possible, in the most basic fundamental way that I can come up with. So this video just passed the 10-minute mark. So usually, yeah, that usually sucks. But um, yeah, the whole entire system, the entire the entire system just needs to think slightly differently. It just needs to adjust its thought because either, like I said, it's a binary system or accelerating expansion is an illusion. And that's the more logical solution because that confirms the Big Bang. We don't hear two Big Bangs, do we? Well, if you, granted, you would never hear the second Big Bang. So either way could be validated, but I lean towards of the dark matter solution being the illusion of expansion, and that our systems are flawed. But if you want to take the pussy's way out and you want to pretend like your measurements are still, you know, good and usable from this earth and that you can see everything and you know the whole universe from here, yeah, you can just say it's a binary universe, and that would be an easy way out. Uh, that's probably what will ultimately happen. Instead of just coming to grasp with the truth, the situation, and you know, and ultimately there is no uh, gravity or any of that. It's all magnetism, you know, centripetal electro currencies, and yeah, just two different force vectors, and you have uh, a toroid of like a vortex of electromagnetism, and but I think there's a balance between all of it confined in existence in the system. We are starting to realize and validate, you know, the abilities of all these different systems, and you know, nothing is becoming more solidly clear than ever before. So it's time to think about all the different ways in which this system could exist, uh, and which way it's going to actually be. But we'll never actually know. So it ultimately doesn't really matter. But just know that it's a very possible chance we could be being fooled by. And also another thing that people might not take into perspective is that time travelers are going to want to come to this time more than any other time. So what would happen is an increase in universe stacking on top of any time traveler can fuck up the amount of dark matter. So there'd be X amount increase on that front as well. So the observations would go through the roof. So you have 100 time travelers all coming here, all making infinite amounts of different timelines. It could create infinite amounts of different universes and create the illusion of accelerating expansion at a far increased level than ever would have done, you know, from the beginning. But yes, on this earth, in this time, in this place, this is the beginning of technology and is the forefront of comfort. And where we move from, there's a line where you have comfort on one side, freedom on the other side. The more we move towards comfort, the more we move away from freedom. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's just the facts. So you move towards comfort, you're losing freedom. That's just how it is. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm going to try to keep it under 15 minutes. I love you all and hope you all have a glorious, magnificent, wonderful, beautiful, awesome, amazing day. And until next time, I'll talk to you all later. Bye. Mwah.